When Ethan told people about his dream, most of them smiled politely. Some laughed. A few shook their heads and said the same thing in different ways. That's impossible. Ethan grew up in a small town where expectations were low and routines were fixed. People didn't dream big there. They worked the same jobs their parents worked, lived in the same houses, and believed life was already decided. Ethan, however, wanted more. He didn't want to escape his town because he hated it. He wanted to prove that where you start does not decide where you finish. His dream was simple but bold: to build a successful tech startup without money, connections, or a college degree. To others, that sounded ridiculous. Ethan worked nights at a warehouse, lifting heavy boxers for long hours. His hands were rough, his back often sore, and his mind exhausted. But every night, when he came home, he opened his old laptop and taught himself to code. YouTube tutorials, free online courses, trial and error. That was his classroom. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Nothing happened. No big breakthrough. No sudden success. Just failure after failure. Apps that didn't work. Ideas that went nowhere. Rejection emails that started to feel personal. Friends stopped asking about his dream. Family members suggested he be realistic and focus on a stable job. One night, after another long shift, Ethan stared at his laptop and felt the weight of doubt press down on him. He wondered if everyone else was right. Maybe this really was impossible. Maybe he was just wasting time chasing something meant for other people. But then he remembered something his father once told him. Hard things don't break strong people. Quitting does. That night, instead of closing the laptop, Ethan stayed up longer than ever before. He rewrote code, fixed bugs. He learned from every mistake instead of running from it. He stopped chasing fast success and started focusing on daily progress. 1 hour better every day. Slowly, something changed. Not outside, but inside him. He stopped needing approval. He stopped explaining his dream. He stopped caring who believed in him. His motivation no longer came from proving people wrong, but from proving himself right. 2 more years passed. Then one day, a small win arrived. One user downloaded his app. Then 10. Then 100. It wasn't viral. It wasn't glamorous. But it was real. Ethan improved the app constantly, listening to feedback, fixing problems, and showing up every single day. While others chased shortcuts, he built foundations. While others quit when things got hard, he leaned in. Soon, a local business reached out. They wanted a custom version of his software. Ethan charged very little, just enough to survive. But the experience changed everything. His confidence grew. His skills sharpened. Word spread. A year later, Ethan quit the warehouse job. That moment felt unreal. The same people who once said impossible now said lucky. But Ethan knew the truth. Luck had nothing to do with it. This was the result of thousands of quiet hours, unseen effort, and relentless belief. His startup didn't become a billion-dollar company overnight, but it became profitable. It created jobs. It changed lives, including his own. One day, Ethan was invited to speak at a small conference. After his talk, a young man approached him and said, "Everyone tells me my dream is impossible. What should I do?" Ethan smiled and said, "Let them talk. If they can't see your vision, it's because it wasn't given to them." Impossible is just a word people use when they're afraid to try. The truth is, every great achievement in history was once called impossible. Every success story begins with doubt from others and from within. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not talent, money, or luck. It's unbreakable will. When you keep going while others stop. When you work while others complain. When you believe while others doubt. Remember these. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's too small. If people don't doubt you, you're not pushing hard enough. They may say it's impossible, but impossible has never stopped someone who refused to quit.